Okay, this is how I make my henna mix. What I'm going to do is show you the ingredients that I use to put everything together. I use Jamila henna. Sometimes I use a different brand, but this is the brand that I have in my freezer. And when I do buy this particular brand, I make sure it has a stamp on the bottom that has the crop date and a staple number to let me know that it's authentic. I use green tea, Bigelow green tea. I use lemon and extra virgin olive oil. What I'm going to do, I have some left over, so I'm going to add what I have left over. Because for my hair, I usually use 1.5 boxes. It's enough, but I just want to make sure. Well, it's a lot in here, so as you can see, I'm not going to end up using the whole entire pack of the other box. I'm going to use that one. I'm going to use some of this one. And also with this brand, to make sure that you're getting a good brand, it'll have writing on it. Some of them don't have the writing on it. It's just a solid tin foil. Okay? So, this is the second. I'm going to use some of this one. And I usually, when I see a good deal, I usually buy quite a few and just store them in my freezer because it has a date that shows how long it will last. So I'm going to add a little bit of this. I usually use like maybe a cup and a half because I like to make sure I have my hair saturated. So I'm going to use about half of this one. So it's about 1.5 I use for my hair. So that's good. That's enough. Okay, now for my lemon, I'm going to just cut the lemon. Make sure I roll it. I cut it. And I squeeze a half a lemon. And I hold it so I can catch the seeds. I don't want any seeds to go in. I just usually use like a nice size large lemon and use half of it because half of it's going to produce a lot of juice. So I'm going to make sure I have all of that. I'm going to squeeze to get all the excess out. So that's my lemon. And I have the seeds left over, so I'm just going to set that to the side. Okay, now for my olive oil. I usually add this now, but I want to make sure I have a good blend into it. So I'm going to add 2 spoonfuls of olive oil. And I usually add conditioner as well, but I want to make sure. I usually add that after it sits for about 8 or 10 hours. I'm going to add quite a few. Probably like, this is how much is in here. And I let this sit overnight. It's a regular cup, so it's about a cup. Yeah, about a half a cup, a cup and a half in this container. So I'm going to pour half of it in. Making a mess. So I have like half in here. Well, not really. Let's add a little bit more. I don't measure it because it's always different. So now I'm going to mix. You can see I need more, so now I'm going to add more. I'm going to mix. When I mix it, it can get hard and tiresome, So what I do is I kind of like squish it and mix it so it can go through quicker. I'm going to add a little bit more. Everybody uses different. Some people don't use lemon juice, they use water. Some people don't use green tea, they use black tea or red tea, or so it's really up to you. But I like to use this as well. So I'm going to continue to mix, and I also add another ingredient, but I want to get a good consistency before I add that ingredient. So one moment, I'm going to get ready to add that in a second. Okay, I'm mixing it now, and you can see the consistency of it, which is not what I wanted. So this is a great consistency I want, so I can add another ingredient, which is going to be some apple cider vinegar. I'm going to add 2 spoonfuls of this. And like they say, when you use this type of, when you mix this, don't use any metal. It's supposed to react some way with the actual henna. So I'm going to use 2 spoons of henna, because I'm looking for a nice bright color with my color. So that's 2 spoonfuls of apple cider vinegar. I'm going to mix. And as I said, everybody mixes a bit different. Get this off my finger because it's going to stain, so I already know that it's all good. Okay, so I mix this together. You see it's getting to the consistency I want, which is like mashed potatoes, kind of, sort of. So that's what I'm aiming for. Great. See? It looks good. I'm going to mix it a little more. So that's what I'm looking for. You see how I added that apple cider vinegar and it just made it a bit more smoother? So that's my goal. So now it's nice and smooth. That's it. You still see a little bit of lumps, but try to get a little more of that out. But this is the consistency I want. And you see I didn't use all. I have just a little bit left. Sorry. Of my green tea. So now, that's basically what I'm aiming for. So it looks like icing. So that's what I'm looking for. So that's good. I'm going to leave it like this. So now, what I'm going to do, I'm not going to add my conditioner yet because I don't want my conditioner to sit with this. I want to go and try to have the full effect of my henna. So I'm going to now add some saran wrap over it. And let me get my mess up, and then I'll show you how I apply my saran wrap. Okay, now I'm going to add my saran wrap over it. Just regular saran wrap. You get it from the dollar store. Okay, so what I do is I put it over it and I push it down to try to get all the bubbles out, because I don't want any air in it. If it is air, not a lot, because I want it to oxidize, as they say, with the, you know. Oh, I gotta see it in there. How did I get in there? Okay, so I'll just wrap it around the sides. So this is how I cover it up. See? So I'm going to let this sit for about 10 hours. I used to put it in my oven. You can either put it in your oven with your light on in the oven, or you can sit in the microwave and just shut the door in the microwave, because that's going to if your house is cold when you're gone, it won't, it can leave it at like room temperature. So, and you don't want it to be cold. So, I'm going to sit this in my microwave for about 10 hours. Okay? Then I come back and show you how I apply my conditioner to it.